In my student years, many moons ago now, my bedsit was full of posters. I imagine I'd think many of them rather twee now, but they were lovely pictures, usually of animals or rural idylls, that brightened up my rather drab room. Most of them also had Bible verses on them, or words of wisdom to encourage and lift the spirits. One of them, I remember, said, "If you're too busy to pray, you're too busy." Prayer is probably one of the first things that gets squeezed out of our daily lives, especially if our diaries are full and there are demands on our limited time. It can be the case for clergy as much as anyone else. The discipline of making time to be with God, to listen and to read, to open our hearts and minds to discern His Spirit within us, is precisely that, a discipline, a habit in the best sense of that word. There are resources to help us, and many of you will have seen the ideas for reflection and reading, praying and studying in last Friday's Vision in Focus. But we still need to make the time, simply to be with God in whatever ways help us most. So I'd like to invite you to join me for a day of prayer just after Easter. We'll gather together at St Mary's Abergavenny on Monday the 15th of April for a day simply to be in God's presence. The theme will be prayer and art, and there'll be a talk by St Mary's resident artist, Jez Thomas, and some tools to stimulate our imaginations. But the purpose of the day is not to teach us about prayer or even how to do it. The purpose is to provide a space away from the busyness for us to pray. The tools available are offered just to help us focus and thereby open ourselves to God's Spirit as we think and reflect and pray. Do try and make the time to join me and others, including members of the Prayer and Spirituality group. If you can't come for the whole day, come for part of it. Come to pray, to be, and to allow God to give you all that you need in that moment, in the quiet, through the art, in that house built for prayer and for worship.